This video is brought to you by the 9% and is powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason if they want to go.
Haters, right? We broke it down. We broke the haters down, right? Having anger towards everyone reaching success. Remember that S, right? Remember the S. The S means success, because that's going to play a vital point at the end of the show. So how to identify and deal with haters, right? So the two type of haters we gonna talk about. You can put a lot of different haters into these two groups. So these tools can be used for a variety of haters. So we're going to talk about the passive haters and the aggressive haters. Liz B, what up, though? Appreciate you, sis. So we're going to talk about how to deal with the passive haters and how to deal with the aggressive haters. But first, we got to identify the two. So we'll talk about the passive haters. These are the people who are around you. It may be family, friends, co-workers, or associates. The ones you may least suspect. These are the passive haters. These are the ones that people say are wolves in sheep's clothing. These are the ones that are able to get close to you to backstab you, right? These are those haters. Sometimes, they be known as undercover haters because it can be years, even decades, and you think this person your friend, but they're really a hater. So how do we identify this? I'm gonna give you some sauce. They belittle you, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So when I'm saying about belittle you, this is how I look. In psychology is a term called dark humor. If you look up a narcissist and look how they associate dark humor with the narcissist, this is what they normally do. It's not the dark humor most common people may think, like, the dark jokes, but these people know you. These people are close enough to you to have information. And when they make jokes, they use that information, understanding how those things you may have insecurities or fears, and they play on that. That's the dark humor I'm talking about. That's why I said they belittle you. You look up the definition of belittle, it's to shame, to make someone feel less. They belittle you. So that's a clear sign. Next, make things about them. So think about this, right? It's your birthday. You partying, your friend come over. Your friend trying to take the shine, even though it's a party and there's people around, everyone having fun. Popularity is popularity, right? But it's your birthday. You know that person who, no matter what it is, they try to make it about them. They try to take your shine. They do that for a reason. Think about this as a friend. Most people in the chat. So these are those people, right? These are those people who, no matter what the situation is, if it's in your house or their house, they want to take the shine. They make everything about them. And as a friend, as an associate, co-worker, having a relationship with a person, if it's a person getting appreciated, gratitude, even you ever talk to somebody, you having a conversation, right? And you telling a story, and it's something that happened to you. And when the story over or right before it's over, what somebody do? They gotta tell a story to one up you, right? That's what I'm talking about. Be careful of jealousy and envy. No one who cares about you will ever be jealous or envy of you. They will only want good things for you. That's why I said it can be family or friends, co-workers. It could be anybody. No one should be jealous of you to care about you. Right? They diminish your accomplishments. Right? Similar story. When you achieve something, when you overcome something, They make it seem like, okay, yeah, I did that, or it ain't that big of a deal. When people can't show appreciation, gratitude, when people can't throw you a rose or two when you do good, that helps motivate people, right? Everything I'm saying, think about the opposite feeling that it gives you. You know how this feels because I'm pretty sure a lot of us experienced this. Now imagine the opposite feeling. You know, when you accomplish something and somebody pat you on the back, we don't really need that, right? We pat ourselves on the back, but when somebody else do it, they acknowledge and they see what you did. That feels good. So why would somebody care about you, want to diminish that? Why would they want to knock you down, make you feel bad, or make you not add to the celebration? Because they some passive haters. That's why. But they never really give you praise. You know, um, shout out. Me personally, I live in a mode of gratitude. Right, this is one of the ones that get overlooked, and it can be for various reasons. But I'm telling you, when you talking about haters, these are the people who don't want to see you succeed, don't want to see you shine, don't want to see you glow. They don't want to see that. So anyone who opposing your shine, your greatness, they're a hater. I'm keeping it funky with you, keeping it 100%. Anyone who is for you should be happy when you accomplish something. That's just how simple it is. It's just that simple. So anyone who opposes that, they're a hater. I'm not saying you got to go around and smacking everybody on the butt, good job, and nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is if you see your fellow man, especially if it's someone you got a bond, a connection to, and they doing something good, something righteous, they overcame something, any accomplishment in life, we want to add to that. We want to build people up. We want to create. So anything opposing that, that's the op, that's the hater. They're not really interested in you. A lot of these sound similar, but they situational. You know, when I say they're not really interested in you, you ever have a conversation with somebody and you tell them how your day going, and then they just not there. They just not listening. They just not paying attention to you. They don't really care. When it's about you, it's not a big hoopla or concern about it. But when it's about them, then they fully engaged. They're animated. But yeah, they're not really interested in you, right? Um, so that's how we identify the passive haters, and that's just a little sauce, a little ragu. You know, look for the dark humor. Look when people make things everything about them. Look when people diminish your accomplishment. Look when people never really give you praise, and look when people not interested in you. Right now, we go more aggressive haters. Right, these are the people. They loud and proud about it. Right, they usually are vicious and malicious with it. Very direct. They want you to know they hate you. They want you to know that these are the people who attack you head on. You know, so how do they do that? Well, we know they attack you with the intentions to harm you, if it's mentally, physically, or spiritually, right? Sometimes, especially through this app, it may be mentally. Talking about you, um, degrading you, roasting you, putting your personal information out there. That can break your spirit too. You know, sometimes it even get physical. People start going to people's houses, doing all this crazy stuff. Shout out to Realist. He told us some stories. You know, so we know these people. They coming at you with the intent to harm you. They want to do damage, and nothing is off limits. They talk about people, deceased ones, people, children. Um, Nothing is off limits. They have no remorse, no empathy, no sympathy. They have none of that. we covered the two haters, and like I said, a lot of different haters will fit into these two categories, right? These are the main things you need to identify. These are tools you can use right away. These are things that we can do tomorrow and begin to observe our surroundings and the people within our circles to understand if we have a passive hater around, you know, you have to identify them. So there's no point in talking about this, right? If we don't have some solutions. Now, before I go to the next slide, I do want to give a disclaimer. You know, all people are different. Some of these solutions may say engage, but um, you have to use caution. You have to use your own intelligence, know who you are, and understand what you're dealing with because you can't engage all the time. I do want to give that disclaimer. Sometimes it's better to do the first one I'm going to say, or the second one, just stay the H away, stay far away from the person, create space. Okay. Um, so if, one of these solutions is to engage, um, don't, don't do it if you don't know who you're dealing with, because sometimes these haters be crash outs. We will talk about the crash outs, but sometimes they be crash outs and they don't care about their life, so neither do they care about yours. That's my disclaimer. Okay. So some solutions. This is my favorite one. Ignore them. Ignore them. Just simply ignore them. Don't even worry about them. You know, because at the end of the day, like I said, these people don't want to see you being great. Any time spent on dealing with them is time away from you building and working on your own greatness. So sometimes you just got to ignore them. I got this saying, attention is attention. No matter if it's positive or negative, it's still attention. So when you feed something, it eats. And even if it's negative attention or positive attention, it eats. You starve it to death. That's what you do. If you never respond, they gonna be talking to themselves. That works sometimes. Usually you see the P with the passive ones. And again, you see the P for the next one. Sometimes people be hating on you, hating on you, hating on you. The only thing you gotta do is be nice to them. Then, they feel bad. Usually the passive ones, not the aggressive ones. Not in my experience. I never seen an aggressive hater. Just my personal experience. But maybe it will work. But that's a tool. Kill them with kindness. And my absolute favorite, stay far away from them. That work with both of them, the passive ones and the aggressive ones. Just stay away from them. Create space again. Sometimes ignoring them ain't good enough. Okay, move away from them. People say, I ain't running, I ain't doing this. Look, when you're talking about your personal peace and you have a goal in mind to be great, to accomplish things in life, you do the necessary things. And if that's moving away from someone and swallowing your pride, I'm being honest with you, you just do that. I wish I understood that when I was younger. I didn't figure that out till I was older. Sometimes you swallow your pride and get the hell away because what I have to accomplish is greater than my ego trip with this person, trying to best this person to try to get over on this person because they did. Look, man, that all that is superficial at the end of the day, especially when you got things to accomplish, when you got real responsibilities in real life, and this person may not even have that. See, this is what happens a lot of time when people hate. They only hating on you because their life ain't crap. They ain't got nothing else to do. They ain't got nothing else better to do. In fact, bringing you down is the highlight. That's an accomplishment to tear another person down. Instead of working on themselves, building themselves up to something great, they just want to go stand on people's backs. That's an accomplishment for them. So at the end of the day, um, you got to do what you got to do. And if it's moving away and staying far away, you do that. Trust me, when you hit that high level of success, you ain't gonna be thinking about that. I had so many people hating on me back in my old hood when I stopped, hustling or whatever. They hating, and I almost threw it all away. I told you the story when I seen one of my old homies in the store and I broke his jaw. He called the police on me. That was the plan the whole time. He was gonna take a hit. He didn't know I was gonna break his jaw, but he wanted me to assault him so he can call the police. And I did exactly what he wanted me to do. Now, if I was any regular hood dude, it'd be different. I wouldn't have cared. But I wasn't. I left all that behind and I had a real job. And they came up to my job and got me. I could have lost my job. I told the truth what happened. Um, that's all I could do. And my job, they liked me, you know. So they kept me on, even after all that. And I didn't get charged or nothing. He pulled the statement. I didn't get charged or nothing, but it could have went real bad. And it was planned for that. And I fell for it. I fell for it. That's to the extent these people will go to. People will go, you truly don't know the extent a person will go to destroy you. So if you feed any of that energy, that's what you're doing. You're feeding the beast. So you have to use discernment and understand who and what you're dealing with. Because if you don't, you could be thinking, I'm defending myself, and they want you to do that. There's people on this app right now who be roasting, talking about people. As soon as somebody says something about them, they call you to make a complaint and get their channel taken. That's what they do. You go over to Petty Vision, you'll see it for yourself. But I'm dead serious. That's what people do. So stay far away from them if you can. For me, that's the best option. I promise you. That's one of the best options. But sometimes you do have to confront them. Just understand who you're dealing with. And that can work for passive or aggressive. Understand who you're dealing with before you confront them. Because, like I said, you don't want to put yourself in a situation, a lose-lose situation. Even if you win, you lose. Right? You don't want to put yourself in those situations. So this is an option. Sometimes you have to do it. I'm not going to deny that. Sometimes you have to, but be smart about it. That's the whole thing. Be smart about it. But for a wrap up, snap. Oh, for the wrap up, right? Let the hate make you great, right? Use that as fuel. Use the hate as fuel. Sometimes, a couple times, people told me, you should feel good that people hate on you. You're inspiring people. Like you're doing something good when people hate on you. If ain't nobody talking about you, then they don't see you. So no matter if you do good or bad in this world, people go talk. One of the famous sayings, they talked about Jesus. So who am I? Who am I? So let it make you great. Let it fuel you. Ultimately, they want to see you fail. So just shine. Shine so bright you blind them. 9 times out of 10, people hating on you and you reach a level of success, they're just going to hate you even more.